Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Happy, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir.
Okay. It's good to have you around. Where are you calling from?
Lagos, Nigeria.
Lagos, Nigeria. You're welcome. It's been a rainy day in Lagos.
You. The rain was so wow, wonderful.
Yeah, it was a
A
good
rainy
one.
Sunday.
Yeah, it was a good one. Thank God. It's all right. So, which program are you taking on? Mentorship program?
I did digital marketing and I was also in content, content marketing. So I was in
Okay.
all of them in between.
Okay, digital marketing and content marketing.
Both of them.
And, in the last 2 months, how has the classes help with your knowledge of digital marketing, especially?
Well, so far so good. I've had some couple of knowledge. But the only lazy part is that most times I've not really gone back to it because I still now have like because I'm doing a copywriting one. I'm having I paid for a master class for copywriting, so I'm doing both this one, that other one, plus having to face assignments and everything. So the last class, they asked if I did last class, but because I had too many things choked up, so I couldn't just do it.
Hmm.
That's why. But this has really been helpful. Yes, open more light and yes.
Okay. One thing you need to understand about learning is that um, practice is very important. The secret to learning actually, there are two secrets to learning. I'll tell you the two secrets to learning. The first one is practice. When I say practice, I mean practice in two ways now. I will explain what I mean by practice in two ways. The first type of practice is to go back to what you've learned, to try it out, okay? Which will help you to be able to remember what you were taught and be able to improve on your skill. Another type of practice is for you to commercialize or to do what you have learned in a professional way, okay, to render it as a service to somebody or to an organization. So when you practice, you improve. Then another method through which you are able to upskill yourself is to also teach others. Is to teach others. It is not only experts that teach others. When you learn something, you can share the ideas. Sometimes you teach others by discussing with people of the same level of knowledge. Whereby, okay, you do digital marketing, oh, I run Facebook advert. How do you do your own? This is how I do my own, okay? You might not even have better knowledge than the other person, but because you are able to rub minds together, and before you know it, everybody learn from each other. Okay? Then another way for you to be able to also improve yourself is to also teach those who probably have zero knowledge. For example, now some people are on Facebook, they use social media platforms, but they don't know anything about digital marketing. Okay, so you can start teaching them and start passing the knowledge across, and from there, you see that you'll be encouraged to learn, you'll be encouraged to seek more knowledge, and you keep improving. Okay, so before you know it, you start getting paid, and you have that confidence to want to come forward to say, look, I will do this for you, and I will charge you X amount of money. Taiwo, how are you?
I'm fine. Yeah, good
Good,
evening.
good to see you.
Yeah.
Where are you calling from, please?
I stay around the cotton. I'm fine.
Because
Can you hear me?
you're
Can
also
you
in
hear me?
Lagos.
Can
I can
everybody?
hear you. Yes, I
Can you
can
hear
hear
me?
you.
Okay, all right. I'm
So
actually from Ikotun, Lagos.
okay, okay. So which program are you taking on the mentorship program?
Please, I'm having all back.
You are what?
That's a web design and development.
Okay, you are taking web design, right?
Yes, I'm
Oh,
having all
okay.
back. All back.
Okay, an app mobile, right? Okay, I used to see in the web design and the app mobile class. That's true. So how has it been so far? Actually, I mean, I used to be in that class, but I don't understand what's going on. I'm
Mr.
confused.
Femi,
So
please
can you teach me?
let me try and work on the all back because I'm really having all back.
Oh, okay. You can't hear me, right? Oh, sorry. Oh, so sorry. That's okay. So, guys, if you are there, you can contribute from I mean from YouTube. You can send in questions. You can send in contributions. We are now in our third month, and we're trying to see how we can finish strong and all of that. So please, if you have contributions, if you have questions you want to put in, okay, please go ahead and do that, please. Okay, so Abby, I mean, your name is it Abiodun or?
It's an English name, Abigail.
Oh, Abigail. Okay, Abigail. Sorry, please. Okay, so tell me, what would be your recommendation for any young person out there that are still, when we're talking about Nigeria, Africa in general today, you see the issue of unemployment, the issue of not knowing what to do after school is actually very, 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 very loud. So, what would be your advice? What would be your recommendation for young people concerning this program, looking at your experience?
Well, I guess it's for them to you need to be able to get people who are willing to do something with themselves first of all, and if they really, I'm not sure most people really have smartphones. So if it's a way you can make it visible, like a visual area where people can come in and learn for like some couple of months,
Okay.
you know. And then I think even the upcoming students who finish like secondary school, this can be like a skill for them to really improve themselves before they now get
Okay.
into the higher institutions too. So this is really a good place and a good platform for them to learn and then start up first before they can now
Okay.
venture into whatever they want and then
Fantastic.
upgrade their skills.
Nice one. Nice one. Okay. So what you're saying is that it's not just for graduates, also even people who just finished from secondary school that are mature and know what they are doing and what they want to apply can
Yes, sir.
leverage the training
Yes, sir.
sessions and to develop. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you been able to create a gig on sourcing business? Now, because it's like
Not yet, though.
some of you don't know that this platform is not just for the training, right?
Yes,
This
sir.
platform is actually a freelance platform where you sell your gig so that you get paid as a freelancer. That's what this platform is all about. Okay. But we know that there is a knowledge gap in Africa. Okay. That's why we introduce mentorship. So, Taiwo, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
It's good to see you. You're back now.
Please, Mr. Femi, I will just have to manage the whole thing like this. I don't know how to edit it. I'm doing fine.
You don't need to edit anything. What do you want to edit?
Because the voice is really delaying. If I talk now, before you guys hear me, probably it will be like after like 30 seconds. So
No, 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 no.
the whole
It's
thing
not
has
for
been
that. I can hear
doubling.
you.
I'm hearing
It's
you
not.
instantly. I don't understand how you are hearing us like 30 minutes or 30 seconds back.
Ye-
Why?
Yes, that's how it is now.
We
I'm
can
seeing your
hear
mouth
you.
talking, but because
We,
I
before
guess
we
it's
the
can
from
voice
your
hear
can
own
you.
come to
We
me,
network.
can hear
I
you.
guess it's from your own network. So it's not from
maybe it's my
anybody's side. It's
network.
from your side. Yes.
Yes. But we can actually hear you because looking at the way you are responding to us right now shows me that you are getting to hear us immediately and we are also hearing you in a second. Okay. So right now,
Okay.
the trainer for today is around,
Yes, sir.
and I can see him here. I'm going to bring him in.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
Ty will tell me in 1 minute how
Okay.
has your experience been on this program?
Okay. Sorry, I didn't get that.
Tell me in 1 minute your experience so far on this program.
No, no, no. Seriously speaking, I've really been enjoying this program. I see it as a very big privilege, you know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've really been enjoying the program. You know, I never expected, to have come across such a program like this, free of charge. You know, with the way Nigeria is today, it's just so amazing. You know, and I pray that God will continue to bless you, and the purpose why all of us are here for these programs will be achieved in the name of Jesus.
Nice one. Nice one. So tell me, how many program are you taking right now on the platform?
Right now, it's just web design and development. That's all. That's the only
Web
program.
design and
Though,
app development.
yeah, okay.
And do you have prior, experience or knowledge of web design before now?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Actually, I've been working part-timely as a web design, so you understand. But I'm
Okay.
very good in coding. Well, my basic experience is actually an average one. Sometimes I
Okay.
have jobs from people, then I have a kind of two or three friends that we gather together to build websites using content management system, which is the WordPress that you guys are taking us. Then sometimes if there is a need to use coding as well, my colleagues and I come together to also put it together. But having joined this program, it has really been a very great opportunity for me to level up, to upskill, the knowledge that I've already had. What I mean is that, let's say like I have like 50% of the knowledge before, but it has been actually upgraded to like 80%. I'm just looking for more opportunity. I'm looking for more opportunity. No, no, I'm very, very impressive with the program.
Nice one. Nice one. So are you saying that right now you would be glad to recommend this program, the next stream, for young people around you to participate?
Why not? Why not? Well, as a matter of fact, I've already started telling two or three people, around me that there's a program that I will introduce to them by next month. I've already told about two or three already.
Wow. That's good. So let's bring in our speaker for today. That's Mr. Jonathan. Is already around. Mr. Jonathan, can you hear me, sir? Good evening. Okay, I think he's having issue with his network, so let's give him another 1 to 2 minutes. Um, nice one. Okay, Uju, thank you. We can see you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Mr. Jonathan, yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Femi. How is everybody doing?
We are
Okay,
very
We are
good.
doing
fine,
fine.
thank you. Good evening, sir.
You're welcome,
Yeah,
sir.
great, 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 great.
I
I
mean,
see.
today, it's been a rainy day, and I've been wondering how you will be able to, you know, after our conversation, I was just wondering how it's going to be like.
Yes, yes,
But
it
thank God you
was
are
it.
here.
Yeah, thank God. It's been quite a very busy day, and I'm glad that I'm able to make it
Good,
to say a few things to everyone. Yeah, and
good.
it's great.
We
So
will
how,
be
how many
happy
how
to.
many people do we have online?
Right now, we have on LinkedIn. I can't check right now, but yes, I probably can check.
Okay,
But we have our mentees on YouTube.
okay, great.
Yes. So we are live,
Okay.
and yes, we are live right now, and I don't think there is a need for me to do much of introduction. Everybody is already familiar with Mr. Jonathan. Uh,
Okay.
you, you've been speaking with us, and I mean, before you came in, everybody have been sharing their experience so far on this program, and it'll be very interesting. So I think it's going to be another opportunity this evening to actually hear from you and
Okay.
be interested. Yes. Thank you so much for coming.
All right. Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Let me send you the slide so that you can project it from your end.
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay. I'm sending it to you right away. So give me a minute.
It's okay.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, very well, sir.
We can hear you.
Okay, I'm coming. I'm just trying to get back to this.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Mr. Femi.
Yes, I'm here. I want to.
Okay, have you seen? You've seen what I sent to you?
I have it. I have it. It's coming up.
Okay. Okay, great.
It's coming up. It's coming up. So, Taiwo,
Yes,
can
sir.
you hear me?
Yeah, very well.
Okay. So, looking at app development in the last 2 months, what has changed in your knowledge?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, I just asked you a question.
Not app development, web development.
Yes, in the last 2 months, what has changed?
Okay.
What are the things that you've learned?
We've done so many things. Um, uh, Number one, we actually started with content management system, which is WordPress. We focus on WordPress, and Mr. I've forgotten the name of that man as well. He has really done a lot of job for us. Though there are still some other more things that we still need to learn under him. Then when we were through with him, Mr. Prince will also came in, um, taking us on coding. And the program has also been very fantastic. We've done several aspects of the topic that if I begin to mention them, I don't think most of you we will understand.
You understand?
We've
I
done
don't used to
HTML,
understand.
we've done HTML in coding, we've done CSS, we've done, we're about entering JavaScript as well. Even the last program that was held this last Saturday, I
Yeah.
actually, didn't participate because I got the notice very late. I waited from 10 till around 12. So as at the time, you send the link, I had already scheduled myself for another thing. So, but I still believe that I will definitely still go back to that one. So we've really learned a whole lot as a whole lot. We've done GIT, GIT Hub, which I never knew before. I even never knew that such a thing ever existed under web design and development. So, in a nutshell, I've learned so many things that are just surprising to me.
Wow. Thank you so much. Please. Thank you. I really appreciate that. So, Mr. Jonathan, please. Oh, okay. We lost him again. Let's hope that it will be back because the slide is ready. So, Happy, how are you?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Okay. So, what aspect of digital marketing are you much excited about?
Well, me, I'm more like into the copywriting on and probably the
Copywriting,
content
okay.
creation. Yeah. So those are like the parts I'm
Okay, so
really
so
focusing
you are a
on.
content person, right?
So,
That's good. That's good. Don't worry, we should be starting our masterclass in digital marketing on Tuesday, okay?
okay,
And
sir.
see if we can touch some of the important part of digital marketing. All right, Mr.
Okay,
Jonathan,
sir.
are you back now?
Yes, I'm back. I'm actually switching. I'm switching to my laptop. Just want to see so I can have a better
Which is
experience.
better?
And
Which is better? That's good.
yes, it gives me a better. So that's what I'm doing. I'm switching.
That's okay.
So I should soon be done now. Getting the laptop.
Thank you, Tochiku Ugbona from LinkedIn. So we have 24. Okay, thank you. Temi Adeleke, hello, how are you? Good evening. So, if I may ask you, Ebi, what are your expectations towards the masterclass for digital marketing? What are you looking forward to?
So is it me?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I want to see more of the practical aspect, like more of how it's being done, basically. So like
How is
I
what done?
like
You see, the,
everything.
the
See,
issue with digital
oh,
marketing is that there are different aspects of digital marketing. When you want to
okay.
learn digital marketing, you also need to have in mind the area of your interest in digital marketing. For example, you just said that you are more into maybe content, right? And even content on its own is very huge in a way that I would want to ask you what aspect of content. Are you talking about writing? Are you talking about video content? Are you talking about, you know, graphics, images, and the rest of it? So, you're
I'm
talking
not
about
graphics
blogging. Are
now.
you
I'm not
talking
into
about,
graphics, man.
you said what?
More of the writing aspect of creating content.
Creative writing,
Like,
right? Okay,
yeah.
that's good. So you're becoming more specific. So that's okay. So creative writing, even though creative writing is not part of our the outline for the masterclass, but we'll see how we can work around it and be able to maximize the time. Mr. Jonathan, are we good? Or we should still wait for you, right? Okay, so let's see how it goes. We'll see what we can do with digital marketing. I mean, yes, content. I mean, creative writing. Yes, we see what we can do on that. But we're doing more of we're looking at digital marketing strategy. I mean, we're going to be looking at the real practice of digital marketing. Doing digital marketing as a professional. How do you do that? We're looking at that. Then we're looking at um, managing Facebook like a pro. Okay, so we're looking at Facebook from a different angle from the usual way of seeing Facebook as a social media. Facebook is a business platform. Okay, so we'll be doing that. Then we'll also be looking at LinkedIn, and finally, I think we finalize on SEO, which is a search engine optimization. Mr. Jonathan, are we good? Okay.
Okay. Can you hear
Right.
me?
Yes, very well. Very well.
Okay. I assume that this would be better.
This is perfect.
Okay, great. Great.
Yes.
Great. All right. All right. Thank you very much for the patience.
You're welcome, sir.
All right. So you all can hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good evening, everyone. So, Mr. Femi, do I go ahead?
Good evening,
Go ahead,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. And it's a pleasure to be here. And of course, I was thinking of what topic to present this evening. I had some thoughts on my mind, and I felt that this would resonate with everyone because the last 2-3 years, with the whole world has been involved in some form of crisis. Of course, it's not like we are all aware of what went on the last 2.5 years, going to 3 years now. COVID crisis, which caused economic crisis. We have some countries are facing political crisis. Our country is not immune to it. The world is facing one form of crisis or the other. Some people the after effect of COVID, they are suffering what you call emotional crisis. Some are suffering health crisis. So each of us are facing one form of crisis or the other. And crisis has always been a part of human existence. If you go back into history, and check from time immemorial, human beings have always faced crisis. But the what is most important is not what the crisis is, but how do we as human beings respond to the crisis? Are we all following?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So, in times of crisis, how do we respond? And the John F. Kennedy, when he was president of the United States, said this statement. He said, "Crisis, when written in Chinese, has two meanings. One is, of course, crisis itself, and the other one is opportunities. So in every crisis, there are opportunities that abound. Let's look at COVID. Before COVID, everybody knew that there was something called, we knew people could work from home, but how it was going to be possible before COVID? No, we didn't have platforms like Zoom. It was there, but who was using it? But due to COVID, the crisis, this has become second nature to us. You are seeing platforms like Zoom. Zoom became a household name. And from when we entered COVID, you have platforms like Microsoft Teams, you have Google Meet, and all these platforms, even all these platforms like that we are using here, StreamYard. And this is how it's going to be going forward. So COVID came, but we have turned the crisis on its head to opportunities. And there's one thing which, as human beings, we all need to look at in times of crisis is having the what they call adaptive resilience. Will anybody like to tell me what adaptive resilience is? What, in your understanding, do you understand by adaptive resilience? Anyone? So I know that we have an interactive class. Anybody would like to say what do they when you hear the word adaptive resilience? Anybody that likes to say to make an attempt? Anybody, or are we all shy? Can you all hear me?
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Yeah, adaptive resilience, looking at the world, simply means a kind of um, way or an action that you take upon yourself in a difficult situation just to continue to move on. Just like what you have said, after the effect of COVID-19, a lot of people were having issue to maintain their jobs. A lot of people were even laid off. And some teachers, decided to move into Zoom, to start taking students online. Despite the difficulty in the country and all of that, all teachers were home. They were not going anywhere and all of that. Things were so difficult. They still managed to look for a way to get income through these online means, by not being discouraged by the difficult situation they find themselves. So I think that is what I can easily term to be as what adaptive resilience is.
Okay, great. Very good attempt, Mr. Taiwo. Adaptive resilience. Mr. Femi, we can go to the next slide. Thank you very much for that attempt.
Thank you, sir.
Now, I've spoken about the COVID-19 pandemic. I started with that. And because it's adaptive resilience, before I go into the definition, is one key strength that we all must build, because nobody knows what's going to happen next. Today is COVID. Nobody knows what's going to come tomorrow. So if you don't begin to practice the art of adaptive resilience, maybe tomorrow, maybe it's COVID-20 that will come and that will break you. But when you have the spirit of adaptive resilience, because crisis depends on your mindset. Crisis comes a lot of opportunities. If I tell you, I don't want to go into that, but COVID has opened up a lot of opportunities for a lot of businesses. Of course, you know what's happening in the tech space and all that. A lot of things are happening. And if not for COVID, we won't be having those conversations in the tech space. There's been a lot of there's a paradigm shift in the technology space, and it's only going to get greater. And so let's go on. Mr. Femi, the next slide. So we've already defined the word, what is resilience. Let's go to the next slide, since we've already so let's look at this word resilience. Mr. Femi made a very, very good attempt about what adaptive resilience is, but let's break down the word. We all know when you say adaptive, that means you as things come, you learn how to meet the challenges. But let's look at resilience now from the dictionary. This is Merriam-Webster's dictionary. What the word resilience is. Now, resilience is an ability to recover. Note that word recover. Ability to recover from or adjust to misfortune or change. I will take it again. Resilience is an ability to recover from or adjust easily to misfortune or change. COVID-19 was a misfortune. COVID-19 brought a lot of pain. Who remembers 2020? We were in lockdown for about 4 months. The whole world, not just Nigeria. Many countries are yet to recover from COVID-19. Many countries. October 2020, we had the NSAS crisis in Nigeria. We've had economic crisis all through that time. There's a lot of crises we face as a nation in Nigeria. We face financial crisis. We face economic crisis. We face all manner of crises. But you need to have resilience. Why am I telling you this? If you don't have resilience, crisis will break you. And you don't want to know when crisis breaks you. It's not a good place to be. So let me take it again. Resilience is an ability to recover from or adjust easily to misfortune or change. That we are having this meeting tonight on StreamYard is a form of adaptive resilience. We are not saying, in spite of we are in post-pandemic, but we are using platforms and we can still engage on these platforms. Before I came in, I saw Mr. Femi asking about a digital masterclass that is going to hold on Tuesday. These are things that nobody ever thought of before COVID. But right now, we are having those conversations. That shows the resilience of the human spirit. SourceIn business has a goal of skilling 5 million Africans in 5 years. That is adaptive resilience. They're not looking at the problems of Africa. Africa has a lot of problems. Africa has famine. Africa has crisis, all kinds. But there's a bold vision of skilling 5 million Africans in 5 years. It's a bold vision. Has it been done before? I don't know. But there's a vision. And the Bible says, without the vision, the people perish. But when there's a vision, the people can follow the vision, because a vision is being driven by visionaries. Visionaries see the future that is not yet present, and they are ready to change the narrative of what is currently on ground. So, SourceIn business, it has shown adaptive resilience, bringing everybody together on this platform, upskilling different ones, reskilling different ones, teaching different ones, all for free. For free. Can you imagine? Do we know what this will be in 5 years' time? By 2027, where would we be? I don't know. But if we can only get started, and I believe we have gotten started on the right track. Let's go to the next slide. Let's look at a modern definition of resilience. If you don't remember anything tonight, remember this. Resilience is advancing despite the adversity. Advancing despite adversity. That is resilience. If you don't remember anything tonight, remember this. Resilience, adapting despite the adversity. I talked about vision in the last slide. Talk about goal orientation, advancing, walk towards your vision. You are advancing despite challenges that will come your way, despite obstacles you are going to face. You keep on advancing. There's a vision ahead of us of upskilling 5 million Africans in 5 years. That's the vision. We are advancing. Then, despite, we are being proactive. We are not waiting for the government. We're not waiting that, oh, if we don't get funding from the federal government, we can't move on. If we had to do that, you wait till when? Donkey year to never come. But you are being proactive. SourceIn business has been running training now for the past 2-3 months. This cohort, they are advancing despite adversity. They are being proactive. Don't be proactive. They are not waiting for adversity. They are being proactive. They are marching on. Then adversity. There are many challenges that we face on a day-to-day basis, both large and small everyday challenges. In this part of the world, Africa, we face a lot of challenges. Nigeria has its own peculiar challenges. Of course, a challenge that all of us we are aware of is power issues, light. Many of us, we have light issues. So you become your own IKDC or EKDC or NEPA, whatever you call it. When there's no light, what do? Either you switch to your inverter or you switch your generator, whether it's diesel or fuel. You are advancing. You are not waiting that, when will they solve this light problem? Of course, we want the light problem to be solved. If the light problem is solved, that would really help a lot of things. And of course, we are looking to become a 21st century economy. But before the light issue is solved, we are advancing. We are not giving an excuse. The internet issues we face in the country, all kinds of issues that we face in the country, the political issues that we face in the country, the insecurity we face in the country, we are advancing despite adversity. So that is a way whereby you and I are practicing adaptive resilience on a day-to-day basis. Is everybody with me? Mr. Femi?
I'm here. I'm with you, sir.
Okay. The rest of the class, I can't see them.
No, they are in the background.
Okay, great. Okay, fine. Just want to be sure that they are with me. So let's go to the next slide. Thank you. Now, let's take a look at this tree. We can see a lot of things happening to this tree. This tree is in the middle of nowhere. This tree is in some lake, some river, somewhere. The only hope for this tree is that stump of a tree, and we can see that another tree is growing there. This tree could have given excuses. Everything around me is so bad. Look at all this large volume of water around me. There's no good vegetation around me. There's no this around me. This one, that one. But look at this tree. Is your situation as bad as this little tree that is sprouting up? Resilient people adapt and deliver results even when the odds are stacked against them. People say it cannot be done. People say that what good thing can come out of Africa? What good thing can come out of Nigeria? We are resilient. We are adapting. We are delivering results. We are saying we can change the narrative of Africa. Upskilling 5 million Africans in 5 years. We are changing the narrative of Africa. Africa will be seen not just as the dark continent, but Africa will be seen as the continent that can sit at the committee of first world countries and say that a lot of good can come out of Africa. A lot of potential can come out of Africa. Even though in Africa, the odds are stacked against us. Many countries, even many other African countries, they don't have the issues we have, power issues. Many countries don't have political issues. Many countries, things work in those countries. But that is why I say that even when the odds are stacked against us, especially in this part of the world, you and I, we are advancing despite adversity. Resilient people adapt and deliver results even when the odds are stacked against them. And let me tell you, every challenge that we face in Africa, in Nigeria, every challenge is an opportunity. Smart people take advantage of challenges, and that is why a lot of people look at Nigeria. Let's look at the content of Nigeria. Nigeria has a lot of challenges, so many, but do you know that a lot of people look at this country and see opportunities? So many opportunities are there. I don't want to go into that. That's a story for another day. So how is your mindset today looking at what we face on a daily basis in this country? The odds are stacked against us. Everything is stacked against us. But that's why we have to display the spirit of adaptive resilience. Let's go to the next slide. Let's look at the 6 domains of resilience. And I want to start with vision. Vision is very important in anything that you do. Vision is tied to your resilience. If you don't have a vision, when the challenges come, you are going to be swayed by the challenges. Now, vision is tied to your purpose, your goals, and your congruence. What's my purpose? What's my goal? How congruent are they? Your vision is tied to that. That's the first domain of resilience. Your vision. And what I say vision is the ability to see a future that is not yet present. That's the first domain of adaptive resilience. I'll go to the next one. The next domain. We look at collaboration. Collaboration. What is collaboration? You build what? Support networks. Social context. You manage perception. That's the next domain of resilience. Under collaboration. And you can see today, I say that in a post-COVID world, collaboration is an island. No woman is an island. We must learn to collaborate. We must learn to build networks, build partnerships. It says, one shall chase 1,000. So look at it. If one is chasing 1,000 and 2 is chasing 10,000, what do 20 chase? Of course, you do the maths. Is we look at tenacity. What is tenacity? Persistent. You have realistic optimism. You have the ability to bounce back. When challenges hit you, you have the ability to whether is, let's take on Nigerian examples, Cosmos Maduka, Dangote, name them. No successful person that you can call today.
We have Alakija. We have Adenuga and the likes.
Yes, different ones. Okay. Funny, right? The success of failure comes success. That's what they call an oxymoron. The success of failure. As many of you that are as are Christians here, with all due respect, I don't know if there are any Muslims on this call. The Bible says that in the beginning God created and the earth. But if you go to verse 2, it says, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. But something was happening there. He said, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. We can see the earth in a chaotic condition without form. But it says the Spirit of God on the face of the waters. But see what happened in verse 3. When God now wanted to in that midst of that darkness, light. God didn't allow the situation to face. So you and I, we are faced with challenges. We are faced with issues. Can we bring light to that situation? And light, light could also mean, of course, light. You also mean clarity. Can you bring clarity to that situation? Can we understand the situation? Because as human beings, we have for all those names I called, whether it's Jeff Bezos, whether it's Warren Buffett, different ones, they have found the way to solve problems. You get. Why is Elon Musk why is Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, the richest man in the world? Because they solve the biggest problems of the world. Simple. Simple. It's a very simple thing. They are solving the biggest problems of the world. And that's why they are the richest men in the world. If you can find a way to solve problems for a lot of people, you would be rewarded in a you will be rewarded in a big way. Every billionaire, every millionaire, how can I solve the problems of the many? And when you can solve problems of the many, then well. So you and I have the ability in us to solve problems. We are problem solvers. So as you go into your week, start with what people want to learn about digital marketing. People want to learn about want to learn about various things, solving problems at no cost. I mean, how normally trainings like this, I know how much people charge for it.
Design.
Web design, website design, all kinds of things that people have been teaching here. There's a digital masterclass, digital market masterclass that will take place on Tuesday. It's solving a problem. And people want to go to problem solvers. So it's for you and I to position ourselves as problem solvers. And let's look at the next one. I don't want to go on and on. My mind is going very quick. Let's look at another domain of resilience. It's also called, very important, resilience, very important. And I want to stress this. Your health is very important. As much as we all strive to make a success, work and different things, but also your health. Of success. And when you say your health, it talks about your nutrition. Eat well. You are what you eat. Eat balanced diet. Take supplements. Take fruits and vegetables. It's very important. A healthy mind, a healthy body is a productive mind. Very important. Your body is like a machine. If you don't treat your body well, it will not serve you well. So nutrition, if possible, take your supplements. Make sure you put your body in the right kind of state of mind at all time. A healthy mind is a productive mind. A healthy body is a productive body. Also, make sure you get adequate sleep. Very important. Don't say you are walking. Then one day you break down, or you undergo stress, you have high BP and all that. Rest, very important. As you are walking, take rest. Sleep is your superpower. You keep walking. You need to take rest. You need to sleep well. I recommend, at least if you can't sleep 8 hours, at least try and sleep 6 hours. Very important, so you can be refreshed for the next day. Exercise, very important. Don't just eat and then you get out of shape or something. Exercise your mind. Exercise your mind with positive materials. Exercise your body, exercise your spirit with positive materials, with materials that are of value. Leaders are readers. Exercise your mind. Very important. What you will be, what you are now, is as a result of the decisions that you took 5 years ago. And what you'll be in 5 years' time, 2027, is as a result of the decisions that you take today. So make wise decisions. Make wise choices. Very important. How is the next domain of resilience? How is your reasoning? How do you reason? What's your mindset? How do you solve problems? I talk about problem solving. How do you solve problems? Are you resourceful? Anticipate and plan? How do you reason? What's your mindset? The Bible said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So it's all about the mind. Success or failure starts in your mind. Whatever you think in your mind, that's what you become. Every successful person today, they didn't just become a success because they wanted to be a success. They saw themselves as success. As many of you that follow sports, follow soccer, before now, for the last 10, 11 years, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo dominated world football. It was like as if they were only the only two footballers on this planet. The way they were sharing the Ballon d'Or. This year, Messi will take it. The other year, Ronaldo will take it. It's because, but you need to go back and see what is their daily pattern, because success is tied down to your daily steps. What daily step do you take every day? While others are training 1 hour, some people are training 4 hours. Some people come to the training ground at 9 a.m. Some people are already there by 7 a.m. When others have left, some people still stay 2 hours extra. That's success. Success is not like some abracadabra. Success boils down to daily steps. What steps are you taking on a daily basis? That is success. Or failure. Failure also is what steps are you not taking? A student in school who has an exam, you know your exam will be in 3 months, and that student doesn't read in the entire semester. Of course, that student is going to fail. Unless that student wants to cheat, which of course that's not, I don't advise against that. I mean, that I advise strongly against that. If you read, you will pass. Whatever field of endeavor, if you plant if you are as a farmer, you know there's going to be a harvest, but there's also a planting season. You need to sow in tears so you can reap in joy. What are we doing today? SourceIn business. All this period is sowing in tears. Is it easy? It's not. But there's a planting season and there's a reaping season. Because the harvest will surely come. But it depends on what seeds have you been sowing. It's very important because there's going to be a harvest. Whether it's a fruitful harvest or an unfruitful harvest. Let's look at the 6th one. Composure. Composure. Regulating your emotions. Some people cannot regulate their emotions. We all saw what happened at the Grammys between Will Smith and Chris Rock. See, fine, somebody made a joke about your wife or something, but the way Will Smith reacted, did he show emotional intelligence? No. I'm not saying what Chris Rock did was good. It was bad. You don't make fun of somebody's illness in public. But 2 wrongs don't make a right. You going to slap him. Will Smith going to slap Chris Rock. What happened? We all say what happened. So we all need to put our emotional intelligence in check. When somebody does something to you, don't react. Respond. Respond. Are we all following?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great. You are calm and in control. Composure. You are calm and in control. For you to respond, you first of all assess the situation. And then you respond in the most adequate manner. So that's composure. All these things I've spoken about form the 6 domains of resilience: vision, collaboration, tenacity, health, reasoning, and composure. Going to the next slide of resilience. I call them principal indicators of resilience. Talks about having a high self-esteem, having a non-judgmental mind.
Sorry, sir, can you share this on screen? We can't see it, sir.
Okay, Mr. Femi, are you with us? Can you share the next slide? Is Mr. Femi with us? I'm coming. I actually send the slides to him for him to share. Let me see if I can share it on my side. Mr. Femi, are you back with us? Okay, let me see if I can share it on my side. Hold on. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me try it. I can share it on this side. Okay, I'm trying to do it on this side. I'm not. Mr. Femi said he will soon join us. What will happen is that I would when he comes in, I'll try and be be a bit slow so that he said he will soon join back with us. He's having some technical issues. But let me go on. I'll try and make what I'm saying as graphic. But so far, are we all understanding what I'm saying? Any questions so far? Any questions so far?
From my head here, I don't really have a question. And probably when you are done, I mean, I've gathered some questions to ask.
Okay. So let me continue with the principal indicators of resilience. When Mr. Femi comes, I'll tell him to share the slide so that we can see it. So we talk about high self-esteem. Having a high self-esteem. How do you view yourself? How does Taiwo Omosheyin view himself? How do you value yourself? Before somebody will value.
Okay, how I value myself, Taiwo sees himself as someone that can achieve whatever he feels he wants to achieve. Just like what you've said so far now. The thing is, for every crisis is a way to tap into the opportunity, that comes with it, because every crisis comes with its own opportunity. And for you to maximize the opportunity, you have to be resilient. You have to have all the six domain factors, the six domain of resilience that you made mention of: the vision, the collaboration, the tenacity. You have to be up and doing. Your health has to be stable. You must eat well. You must learn to exercise. Your nutrition must be balanced. Your composure as well. What's composure? You must be able to regulate your emotion. And you cited an example about what happened between this guy, Will Smith, and the comedian that he went to slap on stage. That he didn't actually practice emotional intelligence. That was why he went to slap the young man. That we need to have that emotional intelligence, that we don't need to react to situation of such case, but respond to that situation. Then you said we should learn to, when you are calm, and when you are calm, you will be able to be in control of situation. Then you also made mention of the last one, which is reasoning, that we should learn to anticipate and plan as well. I think those are the very few things I can gather out of the many things you've said so far, sir.
Beautiful, Mr. Taiwo. I will give you 99% for that.
Thank
I'll,
you, sir.
I'll leave the 1% for me, the lecturer.
Thank you, sir.
That was beautiful. You captured, in a nutshell, some of the things I've been saying, and it shows that you are following. That's beautiful. So 99% for that. So I'm sure Mr. Femi will soon join us. So I'm speaking on principal indicators of resilience: high self-esteem, non-judgmental mind, mindfulness, emotional regulation, positive coping strategies, flexibility, strong relationships. So those are things of whereby you can principal indicators of resilience. And we can see here there's also something in resilience which is called a recovery cycle. And from that recovery cycle, because when we all face crisis, how do we respond to the crisis? How do we respond? Not just responding, how do we recover from the crisis? So here's what you do. You can write this down. When you see a crisis, what do? You develop clarity about the crisis. 2, you shift mindsets. And 3, you build trust. First one, develop clarity, whereby you manage how do you manage stress and the feeling of being overwhelmed? How do you regulate your emotions? And how do you sharpen your focus? 2, shifting of mindset. How do you broaden your perspectives? And how do you activate growth mindset? When Mr. Femi comes, he'll share all these slides to show you. 3, building trust. How do you grow empathy and psychological safety? And how do you enhance change readiness? So the cycle is 1, develop clarity, shift mindsets, and build trust. So when you face a crisis, what do? Develop clarity about the crisis. Then you shift your mindset, and then you build trust. That is the adaptive resilience recovery cycle. Now, when the storms come, at you, because the storms will come, bend but don't break. You can write that down. When the storms come, bend, but don't break. I'll say it again. When the storms come, bend, but don't break. You have it in you to display adaptive resilience. You are advancing despite adversity. We have it in us how to face crisis. Let me take questions here from anybody who have questions in the audience while we wait for Mr. Femi to come back. Does anybody have any questions, concerns? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, does anybody have any questions or concerns? Questions? Let me take questions now.
My question is, sir, with everything you said so far, we really appreciate. Thanks so much, sir. But my question is, how about someone, that find himself in this kind of country that has tried everything, he has tried several businesses, no success. He has, done several things, no opportunity, to showcase that this person is actually making a headway. What do you think such a person can do? Because we know the kind of situation we find ourselves in this country. The jobs are there, but to get jobs has been kind of challenging for most young people and all of that. Even those that have, they are not satisfied with the kind of job they have. And what do you think they can do in order to boycott, the challenges of not having opportunity to make headway? They've tried all sort of things, the resilience, they've done all those things, but yet they are not still making headway. What do you think such the person can do?
Okay, thank you. Mr. Taiwo, right? That was Mr. Taiwo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for your question. And it's a major concern a lot of people face. People have lost hope in the country. A lot of people face a lot of challenges, and people see no way out. And everybody today is thinking about that the solution to the problem is that all of us should, like they say, japa. And I'm sure you must have heard people say that to you. Hello, Mr. Taiwo. Yeah, Mr. Taiwo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I said you must have heard people tell you that the solution is to japa, leave the
Yes,
country,
of course, very well.
and go to Obodo
European
Igbo.
countries.
Yes, go to greener pastures. But if I tell you that even in the midst of all these challenges that we face, a lot of people are seeing opportunities in this country. A lot of people in the diaspora are seeing a lot of opportunities in the country. Mr. Femi, welcome back.
Thank you.
I know it must have been quite some challenging.
Yes, please.
That's
Thank you.
tech. That's tech for you. Tech sometimes can mess us up.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right.
So, Mr. Taiwo, a lot of people are facing a lot of challenge, but in the midst of it all, what's your mindset about about challenges? Because do you know that problems, opposition, do you know, let me give this example. What makes us to be able to work properly is because of the opposition between our feet and the ground. Do you know in space, if you go to space or you go to the moon, do you know you can't walk as you walk on earth? You know why? There's no opposition. So you'll be floating.
Hmm.
But the reason why you can walk on earth is because of the opposition, the gravity. So human beings that we face, people who have lost hope in the country, people feel Nigeria can't work for them. But I tell you, and of course that's a story for another day, a lot of people are coming into this country, especially from the diaspora, and are telling you that Nigeria is a land of opportunities. Now, what are they seeing that we are not seeing? If their countries were so good, they would not be coming here. I always ask myself, foreigners are pouring into Nigeria till tomorrow. They are taking advantage of opportunities that we face, that we are looking at, challenges that we face on a daily basis. And they are making it easy for us to run to their countries. Are you following my line of thought?
Yes.
They are making it easy for us to run to their countries and giving us free things to make it easy. Come in, we'll give you this, give you that. If their countries was so good, why didn't they stay there? Why are they coming to Africa? So that tells you that there are things that we are not seeing that they are seeing. You know why? Have you ever watched in a football match? If you are one of the players on the pitch, the person that sees the opportunity is not you, the player. Who is it? The coach or the technical advisor. And that's why from the bench, they make changes. Sometimes you wonder, when a coach makes a change, you wonder, what's he trying to do? Last week, 2 weeks ago, of course, I don't know if you followed the match, Champions League. Chelsea was leading Madrid 3-0. 80th minute. What do you think Chelsea should have done at that time? They already qualified. They should have locked up the defense. What did Ancelotti do of Madrid? I'm just giving you an example of where people see opportunities. He brought in Rodrigo. Rodrigo's first touch was a goal. Because he's a coach. When you are outside, you see opportunities. We are in Nigeria, we are complaining. Oh, it's not working. This one. But if you can zone out, then you begin to see the opportunities. Because if you take a defeatist mindset from here and you even go to, whether it's name the country, you will still have the same perception. Because everywhere there are challenges, only that the level of challenges are different. So I know things are tough. You may have tried this, you may have tried that. But the internet has made the world a level playing field. Right now, we in Africa, we have no more excuse. That's why some of the things that you are learning on SourceIn business, cutting edge skills, that you can position yourself as good as anybody, whether in America, whether in UK, whether in Canada, whether in Australia. You can equally stand as equal to them. The internet has made the world a level playing field. Are you ready to upskill yourself? Are you ready to reskill yourself? Are you ready to take the relevant training that you can be as good as anybody else? I mean, nobody is saying that if opportunity comes for you to go, no problem. But I'm not saying that many times our problems has a way of clouding our minds and we can't see what is the way out. But like I said earlier in my thing, you have it within you to solve problems. Mr. Femi, let's go to the slide that showed there was something I wanted to show, and they were looking for the slide. Okay, continue. Okay. Continue. Yes, go back.
No, the previous one.
The previous slide. Yes. So these are the principal indicators of resilience. I talked about. I've spoken about high self-esteem. I've spoken about a non-judgmental mind. I've spoken about mindfulness. Spoken about emotional regulation, positive coping strategies, spiritual freedom, strong relationship, and flexibility. Those are ways whereby we can show resilience. So these are the principal indicators of resilience. So Femi, the next slide. Then, of course, a recovery cycle that will help you build adaptive resilience. The next slide. This is the recovery cycle. Develop clarity, shift mindset, build trust. Develop clarity, shift mindset, build trust. How to develop clarity, how to manage stress and the feeling of being overwhelmed, how to regulate your emotions, how to sharpen your focus, how do you shift your mindset, how do you broaden your perspective, how do you activate growth mindset, how do you build trust, how do you grow empathy and psychological safety, and how do you enhance change readiness? I've explained all this. Just wanted you to see the slides. Let's go to the next slide. I said, when the storms come at you, bend, but don't break. You can see that tree. The winds are blowing. The winds are blowing. But what does that tree do? The roots go down deeper. So the tree may move to the right or to the left, but the tree knows that, like the Bible says, it's been planted by the rivers of water. His leaves also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. So you make sure that your roots go down deep. So when the storms are going to come, but when the storm comes at you, bend, but don't break. So, Mr. Taiwo,
yes, sir.
Nigeria is not as hopeless as we think it is. And don't look at the government to solve your problems. You and I have it within us. We are problem solvers. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. What change can you make in your locality? What change can you make in your family? What change can you make in your vicinity? Don't wait for the government. The help may never come. If SourceIn business was waiting for the government, we won't be having this conversation today. But they are advancing despite adversity. That is a
Thank you so
story.
much.
That's the story of adaptive resilience. I hope it answers your question. I
Very
tried
well, sir.
to.
Thanks so much, sir. I really appreciate
All right.
it.
Anybody else has any question? Any question, concerns, clarity, contributions? Well, I think it was clear to everyone. And Mr. Femi, I know you are the convener.
It it's been I mean, it's always a great moment uh spending time with you, sir. So I mean, let me first of all say I'm sorry for the short time that I was off.
No problem,
It
not a
was
problem.
it was beyond my
No problem,
so
I
thank you so
understand.
much. And
No
I
problem.
was actually on the show, from the back end, but just that I couldn't connect, to the
Okay.
right, yeah, on the screen. So thank you so much for your time. This is a very powerful topic, actually, in a time like this for those who are, you know, moving from the regular way of doing business into remote work. Transitioning is never easy. Change is never easy. So the key, like you said, is adaptation. As things are changing, you undo it like nothing has changed. Like, as a matter of fact, this is opportunity for me to improve myself, to change my life, to do something new and all of that. So, I mean, that's just it. To see problem like, oh, it's a blessing. Mindset, a whole, total of about a mindset, shift. So thank you so much, Mr. Jonathan. And I believe everybody, each and every one of us, we have been able to learn one or two things, taking them from our mentor this evening. Thank you so much. God bless you. And I believe that on the last week, which will be like the middle of May, we should have you again our closing event.
Okay.
By the grace of God. Then while we
Thank you,
prepare
sir.
for the new set of mentees to come on board.
Okay.
So thank you so much, sir. God bless
Thank
you.
you so much. My
Your
pleasure to
love,
be my pleasure
your
to be here.
leadership, your sacrifice, everything it's appreciated. And each time I remember you, I bless you from my heart. God
Thank
bless
you.
you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. You are
Thank
the
you so
best of
much,
God.
Mr.
Thank you,
Femi.
sir, Mr. Okanlawon. Thanks so much,
All
sir.
right, so
I really
everyone,
appreciate it.
you can say hi to Mr. Jonathan. Thank you. God bless you. Have a blessed week.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having
Thank you,
me,
sir. Bye-bye, sir.
and have a wonderful week. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
You too,
Cheers.
sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you so